Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with this week's Chart Watch and Music Biz Chat with me, Phil Aston. So this is week 06, and this is where I'll just look at the number one album and do a breakdown of the physical formats and what the difference is between CDs and vinyl, etc. And then also pick a topic to give you my thoughts and insight into what's going on in the music business at this current point in time. So this is the UK album charts, and I'm only going to look at what's at number one this week, and it is The Last Dinner Party, Prelude to Ecstasy, which went straight in at number one. We very rarely have an album that creeps up to number one. They just generally just arrive seemingly out of nowhere. Now this is, I have to say, an absolutely fantastic album. I recently reviewed Len Lage on the channel, and also I'm a big fan of Susie and the Banshees. Now I mentioned both of those because there is an element of this kind of music in this album, and I have played it, and I really like it. One of the main tracks, which is Nothing Matters, which I think has been streamed about 34 million times, has a swear word right in the middle of the chorus, and this is a female band, and imagine the pressure would have been a few years ago to think, don't put that word in there because it will affect your sales. Doesn't seem to happen now. The world is a different place. But anyway, it's sold about twice as much as what got to number one the week before. So total sales are 32,846. Physical sales are 26,890. Now, this is where one of these rare occasions where the CD was less than the vinyl sales. So out of the 32,846 sales, there were 10,981 CDs sold and 14,058 vinyl albums, 1,852 cassettes, 1,252 digital downloads, and 4,703 sales equivalent streams. Now, there were multiple versions of this on vinyl, but 26,890, let's call it 27,000 physical sales. Was basically what got this to number one in the album charts, showing that physical music is how people feel connected. Now, give this album a spin, even if you think it won't be for you. I think they're a great band, really talented, and there's some great songs on it. As I said, if you're into kind of that kind of gothic Susie Lena Lovitch type sound, give it a spin. But some good stuff on there. Now, I want to move on now because I've just mentioned on that particular album that vinyl outperformed CD. And remember, I am multi-format man. This is a multi-format channel, so it's not about which one wins. I love them both. But I just wanted to talk about an interview that's on the Music Week website at the moment. There's an interview with Doug Putman, who actually took over HMV 5 years ago. Now, HMV are doing really well. They've seen their profits going up, which is really good. They're opening more shops. I visited Solihull recently, and there's a new HMV there as well. But what I really wanted to think about, because obviously HMV are back in Oxford Street as well, is what he thinks about CDs. Again, not because I want to start a kind of, internet war about CDs versus vinyl. They're both relevant. I have both. Nearly everybody on the Now Spinning Facebook group buys both formats. But normally in these kind of interviews, because Music Week obviously is heavily involved with the business and the record labels, it's always vinyl. And obviously vinyl is doing really well at HMV. But they did say CD is also showing some resilience. How did CDs perform for you, Doug, at HMV in 2023? And he says, I obviously didn't own HMV before 2019, but I think it's the first year we've seen growth in 10 or 15 years. It's been a long time. So it's been a while since there's been growth on CD, but there is now, which is really exciting. The price point is really good. Part of it is also, again, people want to buy everything that the artist is doing when they're really passionate about an artist. I think that's incredibly true. I think we live in an age where when people are really excited about an artist or about a release, they will scoop up multiple versions. sometimes multiple versions of vinyl. But I think it's, I have with some bands like Riverside, etc. I bought the CD, media book, and the vinyl. They also asked Doug, is the CD format now getting more love from labels and artists? Now, I think this is probably the most important question, because I don't think it's ever had coverage before. Physical overall has gone from this idea that it's going to disappear to actually being really important part of the business. It's a really important part of a music fan's life and experience of music as well. Is it as big as streaming? No. Is it going to be? No. But it's still incredibly valuable. Ultimately, if you're seeing growth in something, then it's going to make you want to invest in it. People now see it's doing a bit better than anticipated, so you're going to see a little bit more investment. Totally agree. All the news about CDs, no one buys CDs, it's a dead format, it's pointless, etc. It's not going to make you want to invest in it. It's not going to make people think, well, should we release it on CDs, a token gesture? Supermarkets aren't stocking them. But now they're selling, whether it's through gigs, through Bandcamp, through online retailers, through the band's own websites. People are going to invest in it. People invest where the money goes. And if CDs are starting to grow again, they're selling more, there's going to be more of them. And I think this is fantastic. And Doug continues to say, at HMV, we're still giving lots of space to the CD. And even in the new store, there's a lot of space dedicated to CDs. So from our standpoint, we're going to continue with it. We're certainly not, and this, I love this. This is from the head of HMV. We are certainly not going to help the decline of the CD. We want to keep seeing it out there, and we want to keep seeing it doing well. Fantastic. So that is great news and shows that the CD is doing well. And I think that's really exciting for all fans of physical music. I'll just finish with a little kind of little humorous observation. I was in a branch of HMV at the weekend, and there was a couple, young couple, walking around the aisles, and the guy said to the girl, he said, obviously trying to impress her, he said, I'm thinking of buying a vinyl machine, for my vinyls. And she said, did you just say vinyl machine? He went, yeah. It's a record player, it's not a vinyl machine, a record player. And his reply was, I don't have any records, I only have vinyls. Anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and remember, music is the healer and the doctor. Please subscribe, ring that little bell, check out the website, check out the podcast, and support me if you can. All the links are below in this description. Take care, everyone. I shall see you all very, very soon.